for people who'd be looking and thinking um, that they have that, live entertainment bug, they maybe like speaking or
Hmm.
entertaining or something like that. But obviously now with Corona, YouTubers are a little bit better off than
Yeah.
so. How would you tell this person to transition into digital, and what tips would you give this person?
Do it and trial and error. Just do it over and over and over again. And good luck because it's so oversaturated right now. The
Any
one,
Yeah, any
one
real like practical things they should definitely be doing or not doing?
um, be be ready for when it's. I would say. I mean, I'm a very interesting person because I'm interested in both the YouTube, which is a very secluded life, and the performing, which is very in front of people. And I think most people don't have both itches, both bugs. But I would say if you are a live performer, like there's so much you can be doing right now to be ready for when this is over. And I think when it is over, people are going to be so desperate and excited to see live entertainment that they're just going to explode and you're going to have so much work.
So how would you tell them to prepare already for that?
Update your promo material, reach out to people that are in your industry that are affected by this and just be like, I'm thinking about you and hoping you're okay. Just like the same story of like how at that fair I got water for all those people. Like just because you can't get money from someone doesn't mean you can't connect with them and be helpful to them.
Right.
Uh, yeah.
Cool. I think that's a really good one. Maybe last question that I've been getting as a request a lot. Are you reading any books right now? Do you have something interesting to recommend that has
Oh my
helped
God,
you?
I just finished the Robin Williams biography, um, which was for a performer. Like it is a very sad book, uh, but as a performer, it made you realize like why are we all trying so hard?
What do you mean?
The whole book, like he was my Robin Williams was my idol, and like he was just like the most talented comedian on the face of the planet, and like half the book is him talking about how like critics hated him and he never felt like he was good enough, and he thought like Jim Carrey was gonna ruin his career because he was so talented, and like people didn't want to work with him because he wasn't a good actor. And I'm like, you are like the most phenomenal actor comedian I can think of. How could you even be having these thoughts? And just to see that like someone as phenomenal as him was also struggling with being accepted was just mind blowing to me.
How did it affect you? What did you get out of that learning?
Um, well, it made me a little depressed, and then then I felt I was like, it's good to be depressed, I guess, because he felt the same exact way. So yeah, it was just good to not feel alone.
Right. Guess that's a good one to close with because no, it's a bit depressing, but hear me out. I think knowing that we're not alone is
Yeah,
partially why we're doing this in the first place. I can tell you, like from our end, like the reason we did these events and doing the podcast, it's just realizing we're not alone.
yeah,
No matter how big you're becoming, everybody's
yeah,
struggling, which is kind of also what I learned. But at the same time, maybe the conclusion wouldn't be, oh, everything's bad and everybody's gonna hate us, but it's more like, we're not alone, everybody's struggling, but at the same time, it's trial and error. And if you keep
yeah,
just learning, then maybe we'll have those learning lessons that you'll have as well, going to your 10,000 subscribers and 100,000, a million, but also at the same time with your audience and how you learned from Comedy Central compared to like that gig that you got and eventually ended up being your becoming an agent came to you. I think it's just I would add to that just a trial and error. We're not alone. It's hard. Everybody's struggling, but as long as you do trial and error, you'll kind of get ahead. If you like this episode, you can check out our most recent one here. And if you haven't already, make sure you click here to subscribe and see the next one. But if you're interested in more tips and tricks, then make sure to join our Facebook group where you can find thousands of like-minded people and you get direct access and support to any business question from the entire startup funding event team.